We're going to be using Bonza pasta to make this recipe even greater. Bonza makes pasta from chickpeas. It is naturally gluten-free, higher in protein and fiber, and lower than carbs than traditional pasta. I love Bonza and have been using it for over 5 years, since before I went vegan. So I'm really excited that I get to partner with them today because it's kind of a no-brainer for me. It very easily integrates into my content. I probably eat their pasta at least once a week. Today I'm going to be using their shells, so it's not traditional mac and cheese, but it'll just be a fun twist. But Bonza has a ton of other pasta shapes like rotini, macaroni, rigatoni, penne. Totally check them out. They also make mac and cheese, and Dylan and I have also been recently obsessed with their chickpea pizza crust. It is so good. But today we're talking pasta, so let's get started. We're going to start by cutting about a cup of potato and half of a cup of chopped carrots. Make sure to cut them to roughly the same size so they cook at the same time. And we're gonna add these to a pot. Then we're going to cover everything with water, bring it to a boil, and cook for 8 to 10 minutes until the potatoes and carrots are both fork tender. While the potatoes cook, we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of sunflower seeds, a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, and a pinch of salt to a blender or a food processor. Then blend over low to form. Then set that aside. So I went ahead and drained my carrots and potatoes, and right away I put a pot of water back on the stove and brought it to a boil, and then added my Bonza to it so it could cook according to the package directions. Another reason I love Bonza is that it cooks just like regular pasta. So I just set a timer. I'm gonna cook it to al dente because we'll be baking a little more in the oven. And now we're going to make our sauce. So we're going to add our potatoes and carrots to our blender. I just quickly rinse this out. You don't need to wash it too much. And then to that we're going to add half of a cup of plant-based milk. I am using soy milk, but you could use any that you want as long as it's unsweetened. We're also going to add 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast for some cheesy flavor, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. This gives it a little bit more of a tang, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt or to taste. And then last but not least, this cheese sauce is nut-free, but I still want to add some creaminess to it, so I add around 2 tablespoons of tahini. Tahini by itself definitely doesn't taste cheesy, but I think combined with these other ingredients, it adds more depth of flavor. And it works for me. I think it's delicious. So now we're going to cover this up and blend it until it's creamy and smooth. Once our pasta is perfectly cooked, we're going to drain it and rinse it well so it doesn't stick together. Then return it to the pot, add our ooey gooey creamy cheesy sauce, mix that until it's well incorporated, and then transfer it into an 8x8 or similar sized pan. I like to use a rubber spatula to spread it out evenly. You could enjoy this pasta as is without baking it, but we're going all the way. So now we're going to top it with our gluten-free, nut-free breadcrumbs that we made earlier. Pop this into the oven, bake at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes, and then broil for an additional 2 to 5 minutes to get the top golden brown and crispy. Then all that's left to do is dig in, serve, and enjoy. I moved to my basement because I'm watching TV, and we're gonna have a taste test. So I got my baked vegan mac and cheese, some broccoli. I just stuck it in the air fryer for a few minutes, and I'm gonna top my mac and cheese with hot sauce. I don't think that's controversial. Sometimes I just, you just want a little spice. That's too big, okay. Adding Cholula just takes to the next level, I'm not even kidding. I mean, what can I say? It's great, it's cheesy, it's garlicky, it's vegan, the Bonza is perfect in it, has the perfect texture just like regular pasta, and plus it's packed with plant-based protein, so win-win-win for me.